Welcome to The Gateway, your compass through the magical waters of spiritual education, broadcast live from United Public Radio, Network 107.7 FM New Orleans. I'm your host, C.L. Thomas. My guest tonight is someone I've met a few years ago, and she's very dear to me. I just love her. We met in one of my favorite places, Virginia City. She's very well known around the Virginia City area, and she might be a ghost herself. I'm not sure. She's known as the Ghost Magnet, and she is intuitive and works with various paranormal TV shows and paranormal investigative groups, such as the Nevada State Prison Paranormal. So let me pull her on here. Michelle, welcome to the show.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you on. It's so nice to see your face again.
Thank you for having me.
So, Michelle, to get us kicked off, how did you get into this?
I've been doing it a long time, actively almost 14 years, but I grew up around it, actively 14 years, maybe 13 years. I just, it sparked my interest. I went to an event, I met some people, I investigated with these people, and I was like, this is what I need to do. So I joined a team and was on there for a couple years, was made the lead investigator. But then I thought to myself, I need to go out on my own, because it wasn't what I thought that I needed to do as being on a team. I actually thought, this is my calling and this is what I have to do until my last breath. I mean, it is my passion. So, and I'm here for this reason on earth, is to help the afterlife and to help people that are alive as well.
So when you say that to help the afterlife, what do you mean by that? And it's interesting that you say that it's a calling, because it is.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
It is. The afterlife. When someone needs help, they call upon me. I guide them. I don't, I don't tell them to go to heaven. I don't tell them, you need to go to this, you need to go to the light. I guide them to it, because like I always say, I'm not Jesus or God. I can't make them go, but I can at least try and help them. I'm very, very kind to the afterlife. In my opinion, there are a lot of lost souls on this plane, and I just know that that's what I'm here to do, as well as help people, having hope that there is actually somewhere where they will go when they leave their souls, their bodies.
Does it matter if they are Christian or if they're Wiccan or if they're Jewish? Does it matter?
They never told me what religion they are. They just asked for help. I just guide them to, hey, do you see it? Do you see where you need to be? Do you see that light? Go towards the light. And there's been instances where I didn't send you the picture, but I actually investigated this big home in Reno. And it was a lawyer. He had passed in that house, and he wouldn't leave for the new tenants. So I was asked to go and try and get a hold of him, which I did. And I asked him, I guided him. I said, you need to go to your wife. She's in Pennsylvania. She's waiting for you. And I just kept saying, go to the light. I kept guiding him. And next thing you know, I took 3 photos, and there's a beam, like a blue light, going into the sky.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
It looked like a Beam Me Up Scotty sort of thing. So I was able to guide him, and the family is happy. There was no more interruptions. They have a happy home now.
Now, did you start all of this in the Reno area?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I joined a team. But prior to that, I dabbled in a lot of, psychic abilities and kind of the when I was younger, of course, I hit acid. I went up to Pyramid Lake. I went into the caves, which was so freaking spiritual. I mean, I did that sort of thing, and just the more and more things I did that have to do spiritual or whatever, it heightened, and it's still heightening. I mean, I still have a lot more coming to me that I have not been able to use. So,
Mhm. I think
so
it's a lifelong education to
oh
work
yeah,
with spirit. You're always learning. For me, anyway, I'm always learning something new, and no matter what, I don't know. It's just a lifelong educational thing.
I'm turning down my thing. I'm so sorry. You're hearing echoes. It's not a spirit box, I promise. Okay, there we go. All right, I had to share it.
So Scott
Okay,
Horn says, "Hi there, Michelle. Michelle is a great human being first, and an incredible investigator second."
thank you so much. Mwah.
So everybody just loves you. So tell me about Virginia City and how you got started with that, because you know spirits there personally, don't you?
Oh yeah, I know a lot by name. Um, I've captured them, full-bodied apparitions. I've captured them. There's names, there's a whole bunch. And there's some that a lot of people say that's this person and this person. I've come in contact with them. So they're not lying about that. But I know there's one spirit that is very prominent to me when I'm at the Washoe. Is her name is Heidi, and she's a young woman, and she hangs out over by the poker room and the ballroom, and I physically have heard her speak audibly. um, I've heard a lot actually. But yeah, there's a few there. What got me into the Virginia City thing, I didn't start going to Virginia City until I started that team that I was on. It was the Ghost Posse. And we went up to, well, first thing, hold on. I had an investigation. This is what piqued my interest. Like, oh my God, I got to do this. It was an event, and it was Dave Schrader, Debbie, and Mark Constantino, and it was a 2-day event. Well, everyone thought it was a 1-day event on Saturday. I went up Friday. I got to investigate with Dave Schrader. I think Tara was there, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't know Tara at the time, but it was a very small group of us, like maybe 10. And I had my mom and my sister with me. And we heard EVPs. I had something going like crisscrossing between my legs, like a cat, like purring,
Mm.
it was really bizarre. And I was like, oh my God, I like this stuff. Um, but
It's kind
after
of
that,
it's addicting, isn't it?
yeah, I was like, wow. First, I thought it was like something crawl on me, like a roach or something. I was like, what the hell is that? But then there's nothing there. And then they did say something about there is a cat there that likes to walk around. That's what Debbie said. And I just, from then on, I was addicted, basically. The second time I went to Virginia City, I was with the team, and we were investigating the Washoe. And I have one of my teammates say, hey, Michelle, I need you to come in and check out this room. And I'm like, okay. So I walked down the hall by the stairs, and there's a room and then the wall, and then you go through it's on the first level. And I'm looking in, and I said, I don't feel anything. I don't hear anything. I don't know what and I'm looking back in, and I look, and she's gone. Now sorry, I'm getting over allergies. Just kidding. um, but so I looked, and she was gone. It was black as black. I mean, I couldn't see anything in front of my face. I'm calling her name. It's weird because it was like I was in a void. Because she said she was standing there looking at me the whole time. But what I saw, and I was speaking, it was like, maybe it was like, I can't even explain it. Like I jumped into a different dimension or something. And this thing that had engulfed her kind of blocked the communication part of, I can't even explain it. It's just bizarre. But I'm hollering her name, and the next thing you know, she walks forward like, whoa, like that. And I was like, ah! I mean, I screamed bloody murder because it looked like she stepped in my face. But what happened is that big dark mass is what was engulfing her moved back. So it made her look like that. I started to hyperventilate. I freaked out. I have never seen anything like that in my whole life. And we're walking back into the ballroom. I got chills to this day. We're walking into the ballroom, and they're kind of like calming me down. And I said, I got to face this thing. There's something telling me that I need to face this. So I said, please just let me go by myself and let me face it. So I walked down the hall, and I turned the corner where the stairs are. And I'm like watching, and I'm hearing this, and it is like vibrating, okay, the whole black shadow, and it's pulsating, and it's going vroom, 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 like that. And I turned around and I went back to the gang, and I'm like, look, we need to leave now. We need to go. And we left. That was my most intense thing that happened to me at the Washoe. But I've investigated every place in that town, every building, except for one that I wish I could. It's the Chapin House. I want to go in there, but it's not open to the public. But I've even investigated the streets of Virginia City, and have caught, full-bodied apparitions at 2-3 o'clock in the morning when everyone's gone.
But that whole town is very, very haunted. It's very strange. I remember when I was there with you guys, I went up to the cemetery and was standing on the hillside overlooking the town, and you can almost feel all of the, like, hundreds of spirits standing there looking at the town of the living. It's the strangest thing ever.
Probably did. You probably did. And I don't question what you say either, because I feel your vibe, and I felt your vibe from the day we met. And I know you're very special. You just don't put it out there yet, and you're still trying to get in tuned with it. So
yeah, I'm not sure where I fit. I kind of just don't know where I actually fit, because I don't want to be one of the people. I don't know. I don't want to be a TV medium, I guess. It's the whole thing.
You don't have to. Look at me. I mean, I'm not, I could be on TV if I wanted, but you know what? I choose to do what I do for the love of it, and to learn and to teach others about it and mentor people. That is my thing. And that's what I love. I love to help people and teach people.
So back to Virginia City, do you feel like it's one of those towns that I've investigated with you and Shane Pittman and a bunch of other people, and had some experiences that weekend with you guys, but it's one of those towns that you walk away and you feel like you've been there for centuries.
There was over, I think, 20 to 30,000 people living in that town at one time. Maybe you were there on your past life. I mean, there's so many people that feel that they've been there and they've lived there. And sometimes it does call to you. It calls to me all the time. I mean, like I say, when I'm going up that hill and going around the little roads, and as soon as you turn that special corner, it's like, Virginia City. It's like, oh my God. it's just so exciting. The energy is amazing there.
It feels like you're home or something. It's the
Oh yeah,
strangest feeling.
yeah, because you've lived there once.
I
It's your
think
home.
so. I think so. Um, so with your investigations, is there a particular spirit that you've been in contact with that just completely changed your world?
Yeah. The Nevada State Prison. I was attached. Very rare do I get attached, but he's very strong. He's a serial killer. My friend Tammy Benjamin videoed me opening up the death chamber. Now, mind you, the death chamber handle is so hard to turn. And my friend, Susan Bernard, the coordinator of the prisons and the night investigations, asked me to turn it for her because I'm Brutus, you know, because it was so hard. And me, you know how I am. I'm very kind. I'm very, very highly sensitive, empathic, emotional, a big crybaby sometimes. But I was afraid to open that death chamber. And the weird thing is that I said, okay. And I walked up to it hesitant. I was hesitant. I walked up to it. I don't remember opening it. I stuck my finger in between the turner. I flipped it with my finger and it spun with
No way.
my finger. Yes. We've had many people where we've told, hey, try and turn this wheel, and it's really hard to budge. But I walked over there with like some brute ass strength and spun it with my finger. Now, when I'm holding on to that handle, I open it like I've opened it before. Are you finding the video?
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay.
I'm trying to
But
pull up your stuff.
when I opened that door, I turned around and my face morphed into Mr. Cole. Never call him Carol. And there's a story behind that if you call him that. Okay, we'll look at this. But anyways, watch it.
No. Continue. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I was just
okay.
I was
Oh,
just
you got
gearing
it.
all that up.
Getting it ready.
Getting ready.
So I don't remember this. And I turn around and I look at my friend like I want to kill her. Now, also, mind you, when you see the face in this video, you'll say, oh my God, that's not Michelle. He morphed into me. I have his bulbous nose. I have his jowls, his smile. There's a part in the video where my eye, there's a black mark that goes across my eye, like his eyebrows. He's got very, very long black eyebrows. I mean, they're just, it's insane. And then when I was inside of the chamber, my friend, also fellow docent, Chris Pitzer, he took a photo of me and my eyes are hollowed out. I look dead. I look
Oh,
dead. So the thing is he hopped. He jumped off of me, went to Susan, went to Tammy, went to Chris, went to Colin from Paranormal Files. I had to pull him out of Colin. I had to pull him out of Susan. I had to pull him out of, it was so chaotic. It was crazy. It was insane. If you call him by his first name and you're a woman and you're sitting in the last night's cell, you will feel him like he's poking you in your throat, like, because he strangled women. He
no.
probably a little over 30 people he's killed.
Oh, wow.
But that being said, you can play the video. Hopefully everyone can see it. And then you can, if you have the pictures, you can show the pictures side by side.
Well, I thought, I put them on a little slideshow so that we
Okay.
can kind of go through them and you can tell us what they are. For listeners out there, Michelle has given me a bunch of photos to show you and a video. So I don't know how you want to present these. Do you want to do the video first?
Yes, let's do the video first, and then the photos, and I'll tell you where I've captured those in the quick,
Do you want to tell us about what the video is first?
The video is me at Nevada State Prison. Oh, also too, if you guys want to schedule a nighttime investigation, please hit up Nevada State Paranormal and get a hold of Susan Bernard. And to also let you know that it is not an overnight. You don't get to stay till 6 in the morning. It's from 5 to midnight. And the reason being is because I know, and everyone else knows, that is a docent there, that it cools off at 12. They tell you to leave, you leave. There's nothing else. It doesn't happen. They are active from 5 to midnight. So it's weird. But yeah, it's like we're in their time. They're like, hurry up, get the hell out. I want to go to bed, sort of thing.
It is kind of weird, though, because I noticed that with a lot of places, actually. You really don't have to stay up all night to catch
And the thing about the prison, you get caught in one area for the longest time because there's so much activity. This place is insane. And I've been all over the United States in all these locations. And I'm telling you that Nevada State Prison, in my opinion, is one of the most haunted locations in the United States. So that's that.
Without further ado, let me see if I can go ahead and play this.
Look how I spin that. Crazy.
So that's the door you previously couldn't open.
Yes, and I opened it with my finger.
And it just spun like...
Yeah, like nothing.
I'm going to replay that.
Yeah. And then watch my face. I don't know if you can widen it so you can see my face, but yeah, crazy, huh? And I've never opened that door in my life, and I opened it like I was some pro. You know what I mean? It was weird. Check out my face. That ain't me, man.
Okay, you totally look scary.
No. And you know that's like, not me.
This is like the beginning of a horror movie or something.
Okay, so that, if you can see, that is Carol Cole. I have his bulbous nose. I have his jowls and his smile. Look at
that. Is totally creepy.
Isn't it? There's me inside the prison, inside the death chamber. Look at my face.
Wow. It's like you're possessed.
Yeah, it was crazy. He was bouncing around on everyone, and I had to take them out, cleanse them, and pull it. And I even did it for Colin on Paranormal Files. If you watch the Nevada State Prison episode, he says that there was a woman that took this spirit out of him, and he said to me it was the most spiritual, amazing thing he has ever been through. Which I was like, that's what I do.
Now, are these all human spirits, or why would a human spirit want to possess another living human?
Well, he's not a happy spirit or happy energy, or, he is. And what Susan says is that the prison is his hell, and he stays there. He rules the roost. He's one of the top, entities that roam the prison. There's a couple other ones. There's non-human things. There's extraterrestrial things. I'm not kidding.
Extraterrestrial things.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about that.
Huh?
Tell
There's
me about that.
photos. There are photos. I am not. I can't share them because I didn't ask. You know, because it's someone else's photo. Um, but I investigated the culinary area where the aliens kind of like to hang out, and in the death chamber area they like to hang out.
Very
But we were,
interesting.
yeah, the culinary, I was in there with a friend of mine. It was just her and I investigating. And I walked out and she walked out, and I'm like, holy crap. I saw, you remember the blue light? I
Mm-hmm.
saw an amber, like an amber light going straight up into the air. And I'm looking for my phone. I'm like, dude, I got to get a picture of this. And my friend Ashley's like, oh my God, we're both fumbling trying to get our stuff. And we went to go take a photo and it dissipated. And I just found out recently where that beam of light was, the gallows where they hung people.
Oh, so that actually happened here too.
Yeah, and I never knew that that's where the hangings were. But
Hmm.
it did feel, the energy though, to me felt alien more than anything. The energy was just way off, and it was just electrifying. It was just so different. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Are there elementals out there too?
um, Susan says there is. I have not seen any yet.
Now, how do you decipher the different entities, like alien from
You
a
know,
human spirit?
it's what comes to mind. It's what because I have movie pictures in my head a lot. I'll
Mhm.
see like flashes of what the entity looks like, what it is. Also, the energy. Doing it for as long as I've done it, you get in tuned with different types of energy. You get in tune with good energy, bad energy, negative, violent.
Mhm.
You can tell if it's a male or a female that's with you. It's just doing it so much, um, it just comes to mind what I feel. So
Now, when you're pulling the spirits out of somebody, what process do you use to do that? Is that more of like a healing energy, like a white light energy?
it's a lot of different things. I will.
And I realize it's different for everybody, depending on their
Yeah, I
spiritual beliefs
pull.
and all that.
You've hugged me before. You know how my hugs are. Um, so my hugs are very healing from what people say, and I have made people cry. I've made people smile. I mean, it's just my energy. Um, it can be powerful. I mean, I go to them, I bring them on, I make sure they're on like the earth, nothing that has to do, I want them to pull from the earth. Um, First, what I do is there's a couple times where I have seen someone and I know automatically they are attached. And I'm like, let's go now. And then I've had like grown men collapse in my arms. It's pretty crazy. But I hug them and I pull the energy, which is dangerous. I can pull the
Mhm.
energy out of them and exit it out behind me. And then I go and I go through a spiritual thing where I pull from the ground. I have them pull from the ground, have that ball of light at their feet. I also will take some sage as I'm going up. As they're going up, their body with the ball of light, I'll have the sage or whatever, and then I'll also put down the sage, and then I'll put my hands on their body, not on their body, not on their body. I mean, in front of their body. And some people said that they could feel my energy going over their body, and I just shield them and ground them. I just did one recently. It was a younger adult, and it was so weird when I was doing the cleansing and everything. There were three spirits behind him. I could see their shadows, and we weren't in the prison. We were out. And I said, it's a younger male, an older male, and a very older lady with white hair, white long hair. And he told me that each one of those people that were behind him, he had names for them and who they were. And I saw them. They were protecting him from behind so no one could come towards him.
Wow.
He had me and them, as a shield. It was really cool.
Michelle, there's one thing I wanted you to share with the audience if you could, and it was the story that you shared during one of your presentations that I saw, where you were in that, I think it was a hospital where there was a shooting, and you caught the EVPs from that. I don't know if
It's ITC. It's Echo Vox R. It's like one of the first instrumental transcommunication applications. And, a lot of people poo-poo that. But what I captured, you can't get EVR anymore. You can't get that app. And I have it, luckily, but I went there with my mom. We were on our way home from the doctors in San Francisco and stopped. And I'm like, I want to stop. And I tried this application, and this woman came through. And just wait till you find out what happened. I just found out at the end. There was a young girl that was murdered. A guy went into the hospital and shot 3 people, killed 3 people. One lady jumped out of the window, broke her leg. He went back to his place of employment and blew the manager away. But I started the session, and what it does is it's so cool. You can say, I have a pen, spaghetti and meatballs, red shoe, just anything. And the spirits manipulate your words to make it's just so bizarre. But this woman goes, I wish I would have seen him. It looped.
I heard the audio. I wish we had the audio to play. It's just so sad and evil.
It's a very emotional video. People break down when they watch it. But you can hear them say, we're here, we're still here, help us. Holy moly, I've been shot. And after I hear holy moly, I've been shot, I knew right then and there it was Pearlie, the older lady. She came through to me. She was talking. So that being said, I sent that audio to one of my friends who went to the Nevada State Hospital, and she was staying at a hotel. Well, the lady out front, the front desk, said, that was my aunt. Her name was Pearlie. And Tammy goes, are you sure? She goes, well, let me hear the audio. So she played the audio, and she goes, that's her voice. That's my aunt. So right there is validation. I had a friend, Kimberly, who is a psychic medium. After one of the events that I showed that presentation to, she went there and she moved them all. She moved them on. So they're not there anymore. I've tried to go back before and nothing came through. So she made it she went the opposite direction just to go help them instead of go straight home. And I'm very grateful for her. But they were all stuck there.
It's just such an incredibly sad, but yet it's also an incredible validation story.
Oh yeah. I have a lot of validation, and people can just poo-poo it all they want, but I'm there. I'm the one that witnessed it. You're not there, so shut your trap, basically.
Well, I think the paranormal is so focused on trying to prove whether spirits exist or not. And I don't know, I'm at a place where I know they exist. I don't want to prove.
There is people like that, but
so.
Yeah, you just gotta, I've gotten so used to it. It's like, oh, okay, thank you for your opinion. Next. That's what I do. So,
right.
I don't share a lot on mostly the things that I capture. I always use it for educational purposes or my presentations. I don't go out there and show all these, compelling evidence to the regular platforms. I just don't do that. I'll do a couple fun things, but some of that stuff is very dear to me and it's
Mhm.
mine, and
Yeah.
I like to share it with the people who honestly wants to see it, and that's it.
Well, let me put these photos up here.
Okay.
And I guess
So,
you can talk about, I wasn't sure which, how to put them out.
yeah. So there's 4 pictures on that, I believe. I was with a friend of mine in Virginia City on what was it, B Street, and we were over by the Opera House and next to the courthouse. And there was this wall, and my friend's like, "Hey, I just saw something walk out of the wall." And I'm like, "Well, what is it?" And she goes, "I don't know. I just saw it walk." And I grabbed my phone, and I'm like, click, 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 click. 4 photos, 3 photos. It was 3 photos. One of the photos that you see here, one is lighter and one is darker, so that I could pop it so you could see it better. But what it is it's a I have one photo where there's nothing, and then the second photo where he's walking, and it is a cowboy. You can see his hat, his leg, his cowboy boots.
Yep, you can
He's
see
missing.
that.
He's missing another leg, like he possibly was either manifesting or unmanifesting, if you will, like disappearing. But it was pretty cool that to see that. So.
See here. And then there's
So,
this.
so that's the Hilltop Cemetery in Reno, Nevada. The thing that you see to the left, over by the fence line, is a shadow person. And if you show the next photo, he is going through the fence line. There it is.
There, oh yeah, back there.
Yeah, he's walking through the fence. Yeah.
So there's the image, and
Yeah.
it's up to it's left stage, kind of left top stage near the fence.
Yeah, and there he is walking through. That place gets a lot of cool stuff. So this one here, this is so cool. I mean, this is a lot of my friends and people I know favorite photo that I've ever caught. It was like 1:30 at night, and it was behind the Fourth Ward School on B Street. Or is it D? D Street, where Mackey and all those other places are. So I was there, and there's like a propane tank, and I was using a Luminex digital camera. And I took 2 photos. I didn't take 3, I took 2. And then when I looked at it, it was nighttime. And then the second photo was like I jumped into time, which is daytime. And if you look at it, the next photo, not that one.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
I think I
Nope.
might,
Nope.
I might be missing it.
Okay, right there. Okay, so this is the third or second photo where you see the tank. See the tank?
Oh, right here?
Yeah, and then it's daytime. The black photo, the dark photo, you can only see the tank. It's 1:30 in the morning. It wasn't daylight. That is what you see the carriage and the horses and the guy with the hat.
Yes.
That is a 1800s photo of D Street in Virginia City. Now, if you look at the photo there, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's lens flares, whatever." But if you look careful, you see a carriage. Then in front of the carriage, you'll see 2 men sitting on the carriage with 2 cowboy hats or hats.
Mhm.
And then you'll see 2 horses in the front, and they look skeletal. And and then I asked Debbie Bender, my friend. She said, "Yeah, that's where they had their funeral processions, which was on D Street." So that was kind of cool.
Wow. That is really cool.
Yeah, nighttime today, and like that.
Oh, and so that's what the funeral procession would have looked like.
Yeah, and if you look, the two horses, there's two horses in the right by the, if you see the, can you see it?
Mm-hmm. I can,
That's,
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's really neat.
So that one with
Let
the
me go
mirror
back.
and the guy, yeah. My friend, I have a photo, but oh my God, I'm gonna have to find it. It's so amazing. I'm gonna look real quick. So my friend was walking away from the spiral staircase at the Washoe Club, and I started to take a photo, and I thought it was like a smudge. But then when I went back, hold on, I gotta find this. Miners, uh, I have to show you this because it's so amazing. I should have sent it to you. 1800s. Let's see if it shows it. Images. No, no. Oh my gosh, where? Okay. Oh, I got it right here. Okay. So if you go back to the next image with the mirror,
Mirror. This one?
nope, keep going. Keep going. Right there.
Oh,
That is the image that is shown inside the picture.
no way. Really? Of that
Yes,
face?
yes, it's a miner. He's got a long white beard. He's
Yep.
bald. So I looked up, if you I'm gonna show you this picture. I looked up miners in the 1800s. And it's really weird because back in the day they were all bearded and gruff
Yeah.
looking. Well, I got this picture from the 1800s, and there is a man who is bald and has a long white beard, and he doesn't look like, he's just an older gentleman. I don't know if he's like an Oriental descent, like maybe Chinese, possibly. Um,
Mm,
just I can't even tell you, but it's so weird. So I'm gonna put it up there. I don't know if you can see him.
I see him. Wow.
Everybody else is gruff and just, and then you got him. Just there he is.
Yeah, he kind of looks like he might be Oriental
Isn't that,
descent.
doesn't that look like him?
It does.
When I saw that picture, I was so floored. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. And then I went back later on, took photos, didn't see any smudges, so it was
Now,
bizarre.
the Watch Show Club, though, that was for really millionaires, basically, right?
Yeah,
So,
it was a millionaires club. The winding staircase was to bring the women, the ladies of the night, upstairs to the millionaires.
so do you think this guy was a millionaire?
I I don't know. He might have been, because when you look at that, he's different looking. He's just different. So I don't know, but it's just weird. It's unexplainable. And that's the cowboy, the before and after photos, my
Oh,
consecutive.
that's the one that should have been. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I'm using order correctly.
that's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
No, it's okay. I just sent you I just gave you a dump full. But that's pretty much it. That's some of the things. I have so much more. So much.
Okay, I'll remove that. So, Michelle, all these spirits always, it seems like everywhere you go, you pick up EVP, photos, all kinds of different things. You get a lot of paranormal activity. What about you makes this happen? Why are spirits drawn to you?
Gosh, because I'm a chosen one. I don't know. I'm a chosen one. I probably because of my spirit. My spirit is loving, it's kind, it's nurturing. Um, um, I have a lot of, gifts, if you will, or things given to me um, by some higher power, obviously. Um, but this is what I'm chosen to do. I have a lot of witches in my family from Scotland. My great grandfather was illustrator of the Egyptian tarot, and also one of the leaders of the Brotherhood of Light. So it's in my blood. It's in my family for generations upon generations. And it's just, I just got it all at once, I guess. So that's
Well,
the thing.
I think your nurturing spirit also really draws people to you.
I'm never, I mean, even regular people come to me and want to hug me and everything. It's just me. I've got this light about me, I guess. But you know, it's who I am. I
When
don't
did
provoke.
you?
I'm not mean. I treat them like human beings. You know, I
Yeah.
treat them the way pretty much I would want to be treated if I was, you know, a lost soul or someone earthbound or whatever. I would like respect and kindness towards me. So that's how I roll.
How did you find, or how did you realize that you were gifted like this? And what initially happened to where you knew you had these gifts and you knew you could somehow help the other side?
You know, I knew I had it. I seen spirit for a very long time, and you know, um, I just it's just in my family. I mean, my whole family have these gifts. I just got quite a lot of it. um, when I was younger, in my you know my high school years and early years, I was just too much. I never let it out, but I knew I had it. I was too interested in boys and partying and, you know, being a wild child when I was younger. So when I got a little bit older and probably in my late 20s, I hung out with some friends and we did a lot of uh, mind strengthening, psychic straightening, strengthening, um, where we did like you know, my friend Jack, he had 26 cards and he would hold up a card and I was just boom, suit and color like that. And out of the 26 cards, I got 22 of them correct. So that was great. And I was also on a mind altering thing when I was doing that, which was really crazy. But I got them. Like 4 of them I missed. That's like 90%, you know, accuracy. I get a lot of moving pictures. I get a lot of videos. I get a lot of visions. I've had things happened when I don't remember how old I was, but I dreamt that the space shuttle blew up and I went downstairs and I said, Mom, Dad, it's going to blow. And boom, right there on the screen, it blew up. And it was the exact vision I had in my head when I dreamt. It was that'll always stick with me. So,
So you had a
um,
lot of like remote viewing, a lot of
oh,
precognition. Um,
absolutely. Like my friends Tammy and her ex-boyfriend Jason, um, they were in Plymouth, Mass, and I was here, like almost 3,000 miles away, and I remote viewed with them. And I was asking questions while he had his Estes. He was answering my questions, and then I was speaking with my relatives because my relatives are in that graveyard. I mean, my family plot, the LeBaron family, and my grandma's side, which is the Spooners. Um, so those two names are very prominent in Plymouth, Massachusetts. And they were there, and I was asking, hey, you know, is my dad okay? The ball went off. I go, if you're there, can you please light up that ball? The ball went off on top of the you know, from afar. I mean, and he was saying things, answering my questions, and she had the phone to her, filming him. So there is just no way, you know, the Estes method from 3,000 miles away, and it was just like unbelievable. So
that
yeah,
is so totally cool, but it also goes to show that in a spirit world, there's no time and space.
yep.
So
Absolutely.
just with the right connection, which you were the connection to that, you
Yeah,
could
it was
draw that all in.
incredible. Incredible.
That is really that's a neat experiment.
Yeah.
Chloe reenactment.
And
You
we
should,
even went live too, but and then I don't know where that live is. I'll have to find it and I'll share it with you. But it was amazing.
that's really cool.
And then we found out that we're related, Tammy and I, by some family member that was on the Mayflower, which her and I are, you know, related in that way. It was so bizarre. It was so cool. So
So what do you have coming up? We're like at the bottom of the hour already. Can you believe it?
it always goes quick.
Yes.
um,
So where can people find you, first of all?
you can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. Um, I have YouTube, but I'm not really going full force with that until next year. I'm gonna start doing some traveling and collaborating with people all over the United States. Just pick somebody from a certain state and say, let's go, let's film, let's investigate together. I'm kind of got that idea. I would like to, investigate with other people and, learn from them, let them learn from me and have a great time. But that's what I'm hoping to do. Things always change,
Right.
but
It sounds like fun.
if anybody out there wants to collaborate with me and investigate with me, just let me know. I mean, I've actually gone on investigations with people. They invited me and I would go with them, and it's just so fun, you know. I'm in October, the 3rd, September 3rd, I'm going to be in Rock Island, Illinois with you.
With
And
me, yes.
yeah, Sarah, Lemus and Jody Dean. And of course, Joshua Purvis, him and I are both sharing the stage together. So we'll be doing our presentations. And then October 10th, 11th, 12th, I believe, we will be in Virginia City. It's going to be the big one, the big Washoe Con.
Oh, is that with Shane Pittman?
Shane, Aaron, Rochelle, and Brian, um, Janice, me, Charlie. He does CK's Tarot. God, who am I missing? I hope I'm not missing anyone. If I did, I'm sorry. But other than that, and plus, end of June, I'll be going to the prison with the REAP team, our team that we have put together. It's a great group of beautiful, gifted, loving, kind human beings. And we're all going to go together, and we'll probably go live, a couple of us. And of course, I'll be doing docent work at the prison. So if you want to book a night investigation, go on to Nevada State Paranormal, Nevada State Prison Paranormal, and hit up Susan. So other than that, that's that.
Well, Michelle, it's always a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you. I can't wait to see you.
Thank you again for coming on. It's always an honor.
Aw. No, it's an honor. It is total.
So let's see here. This July, I will be in Virginia City for the Magical History Weekend at Piper's Opera House, July 12th through the 14th. It will be a weekend of talks, haunted histories, and a meet and greet with me and a lineup of other people. Look for where to sign up on my Facebook page, and I think tickets are on sale still.
I'm
Also,
gonna be there.
You'll be there?
I'm
Michelle?
gonna be running the table with the group, the prison group. Yep, Nevada State Prison will be there.
Awesome. I'm really happy to see you again there. Also, I don't think there's not a ghost hunt, I don't think, planned for that. But we need to plan one for that.
Oh, we'll collaborate, you and I together. We'll go do something together by ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. So back
Better
to the
than less
credits. I have something going on, you guys. So if you have a spooky tale, send it to info@clthomas.org for a chance to share your story on the Gateway. You've been listening to The Gateway, your portal to unexplained and mystical and otherworldly, broadcast live from United Public Radio 107.7 FM, New Orleans. Until next time.